Just taking a look at some of the results I'm getting from the Ecom Spy, and I've got to say, for a simple concept like this, the results are pretty impressive. You can bypass a lot of keywords that are not really going to be that good, and find things quite simply that are going to be effective. They're going to be good, really good keywords to target, and you just find a bunch and then ramp it up. Just keep adding more and more of these good keywords that are not targeted in the title and the URL on websites, and yeah, it's pretty impressive. So now this project here, sorry, I'm I'm hiding the keywords on that line there. Don't want you to see those, otherwise you'll take my millions. Now, with this project, what I did was took a keyword, basic keyword, very simple, put it through Ecom Spy, and then from that list of about 80, I then put most of those words through Ecom Spy to generate a whole lot more keywords and drill down further. And so you can see here I came up with a list of about 1700 or so. But look at some of the results. If I go back up to the top, now I've sorted all these using the sort features in Excel, and which I'll do a demonstration of what I did later. But for now, let's just look at some of the keywords. Now I've marked in yellow here what should be good keywords to target. Let's get to the top here. Now look at this. Oops. There we go. Now silly computer. You see here, that's a $940 product in AliExpress. And while there is 1,020,000 instances of it on websites, and just the basic, the words of this phrase, there are only 2 that have it in their title, and 5 that have it in the URL. Even in quotes, there's not that much. Now, I would think it's going to, with numbers this big, I would think, now I can't say I know a lot about it, but numbers this big would mean that there's general appeal for those words together, one way or another. Probably in the quotes there, with only 3, I would probably like to see more than that, because it seems to me that the if you've got a higher number of your keyword phrase in quotes, it would tend to be a term that is more popular. So I don't know, there may not be very much traffic on this, but that's okay. Look at that, it's so easy to be on page 1, first position for this phrase, and it's $900 for every sale. But that's only the first one. Look at this here, $700, and there's only 5 in title, 4 in URL. 662. There's only 7 in title, 6 in URL. $639, 0, 1. 469. 367 in the title, and so this is really impressive. You could take, say, let's see how many. There's about 80, I think, that I've isolated here, of products that are worth over $100 each, US. That now, if I just keep going down, we'll see 200, 300, 220, 28, 185, Look at all this. So many. Now, this machine got a very sensitive mouse pad. But look at all this. Now, if you come down, now what I did was I counted up how many I had between over $100, $104, up to the highest, and there's about 80 there, 80 keywords. Now, if there's not high traffic for these keywords, that's all right. You've got 80, and you'd only need a couple of sales in a week to be doing pretty well on a little website. So, and that's only those. I mean, there's still, look at all these ones coming down here. Virtually no competition. Now, you could target some keyword phrases like that have, well, I want to have 500. Let's go further down. Well, let's do it the quick way. So some of these, I mean, look, one like that, 263, 377 in the URL for a $186 product. Now, that should be pretty easy to rank for as well. If you throw a few links at it, at your site from various places, if you've got a bit of authority on your website. But really, there are so many keywords here. Now that's one. Now this is another project, completely different niche, and it's much bigger. I wondered what it would be like to find a whole bunch of keywords, thousands and thousands of them, and run those through and just see what came out of it. Would there be good, useful keywords in it? And there are, because I've noticed, quite a few. But I think the keywords that come from eSpyCom are probably generally going to be the better ones because they're coming from an e-commerce site. But here we go. Now I collected thousands and thousands, and I've run through. Look at that, about 7,000. So this is a new project. I haven't even looked at this combined data and sorted it out yet. So you're seeing it for the first time with me. Okay, now I need to sort the data. I need to sort it to get rid of all the heading lines because they're all the way through it, of course. There's about 70 files in one here that I merged into one file. So first of all, highlight your data there, sort, custom sort, and sort it on, say, B, and largest to smallest. And my data does have headers, so I want that to stay out of I don't want that to be mixed up with it. So okay, go. There you go. So there's all the headers shown up at the top for a start, so I can get rid of those. Let's go from leave one and remove all the rest. Oh no, remove them all. That's right, because one didn't. We kept that one, didn't we? Delete. Right, now I'll do a sort on in title, looking for keyword phrases that have very little. Oh, by the way, again, my keyword phrases are in this column. I'm not showing you that, of course. Okay, so select everything. Custom sort. This time we will sort on in title, and it will be the smallest to the largest because we want the least competition. So do that. Okay. Now we have that. Now we want to choose, let's say I want to be really fussy about what I target. I don't want to, because I have so many keywords, I don't need to be targeting sites that have high numbers in the titles and the URLs. So let's say that 10 is the maximum that I'm prepared to go with. So I would choose that one. Select some, then Control Shift Control Up key. Now Shift Down key brings. Oh no, it doesn't. I don't need to do that, do I? Now we will tag all those, highlight them in yellow, and we will do a sort now on the in URL and remove everything that's over 10 from that column as well. So let's go back down to here. We don't want to select everything now, we just want to select these ones. Shift Control Up, back one. Now filter, custom sort, and this is on D. That's the in URL, and then the smallest again, sort. Okay, now we have, you see how, well, that one's not supposed to be there. Don't know what I did wrong there, but so you see here 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now I suspect there's a bit of a blip in the data there where you've got 200,000 in quotes but nothing in there at all. So I wouldn't probably even use any of those. Well, not many. If I now, so I've got, there we go, and where is it, 10, no more than 10, so we're now 25, there. So I'll just isolate those ones from there. Goodness me, and there's still 3,000 of them. 3,000 of them. Wow. How many good keywords can you get out of 3,000? Now I might just change that color to that. That will do. So now forget the yellow. Now it's there. So there's nothing in either of these columns that's over 10. Now I will do a sort on Control Shift Up arrow, Control Down arrow. Now I will do a sort on the price. So we'll go custom sort, and it's on the price, and doesn't give me numbers here. That's alright, I'll go with Z. Okay. Alright. Now, right, 500, 145, let's say to 101. Now we will do that in another font, color, do it in blue. In fact, I might put in the borders too so I can see what it's. So now look at what we've got here. Oh yeah, sometimes these funny numbers come up in the machine. I don't know why, but it's probably 829 and then 1029, so two prices in one. So we'll forget that one. But look at that one there. that has got 5.5 million broad search results, and only 3. That may be faulty data, but then again, it might well be true. This might be a particularly long or unusual keyword phrase, so there's just not that many. But you can see there, then there's 395, 238, 228, 159, 152, 151, and it goes on down, 129. So these are, I suspect that where they've got a higher number in your in brackets, in quotation marks there, it's a more competitive or a more popular term. And so when you've got a higher number there and low numbers here, I think that looks pretty good to target, really. But I mean, you could easily target all these ones that I've highlighted here in blue. So there's what, 93 to 13. So there's what's that, 20 different keyword terms that have a decent price tag on them. So look, there's another website right there that should do really well. And then of course, if it's not making as much money because it has low traffic, then you just add in more here. $98, $97, $97, $95, $5, $92. So you just go on down. You just ramp it up and add more. It's really just, as I say, mathematics. So yeah, look, I highly recommend eCompSpy. Personally, I think it is a simple concept that gives good results. And you don't need to fuss about the traffic, really. You just keep putting more keywords in until you get the traffic that you need. And because these are such, these words, these keyword phrases have such good commercial intent with them, well then you're going to make sales, and it's just a matter of how many sales. So you just keep adding keywords to make up, because you should get a pretty reasonable click-through rate because of their commercial intent. And look, I think this is a really good tool, and it's got me back into doing some internet marketing work that I haven't been doing much for a long time now. So yeah, I'll give it a try.